you're quoted in the Drudge Report saying. I had only a few minutes. I wanted to make an appearance. Tell us about that meeting.
They came in, but just before they did, the driver who had gone to the airport and picked him up came over to me and said that he was a local pharmacist in this area, and I think he's relocated now into Fayetteville. But he told me, he said, the whole topic of conversation from the airport was you, and are you going to be there? And
this is a friend of yours, the driver?
Yes.
And he told you that?
He came over to me and said that, and I really didn't know what to think about that. The minute they came in the door, I'm standing over in the living room area, and I see them come through the kitchen area, and I see her going up to someone, and they're pointing at me. And I see him go the opposite direction. I assumed when they came in, if I was still there, that he might come up and say something. But she made her way just as quick as she could to me.
And what happened?
Well, I almost got nauseous when she came over to me. And she came over to me, took a hold of my hand, and said, I've heard so much about you, and I've been dying to meet you, or been wanting to meet you. It's just paraphrasing right now. And she said, I just want you to know how much that Bill and I appreciate what you do for him. And I said, well, thank you. And I started to turn and walk away. This woman, this little soft-spoken, pardon me for the phrase, dowdy woman, that seemed very unassertive, took a hold of my hand and squeezed it and said, do you understand everything that you do? I could have passed out at that moment. And I got my hand from hers and I left.
How hard was she? She was really squeezing.
Yes. She was just holding on to my hand. She didn't, because I had started to turn away from her. And she held on to my hand and she said, do you understand everything that you do? I mean, cold chills went up my spine. That's the first time I became afraid of that woman.
You interpret that to mean she knew about the incident?
I certainly do. And thank you for keeping quiet.
The final part of my exclusive interview with Juanita Broaddrick. Is something motivating you? There's something you want to say? Why did you want to come out now?
I think it's because they have turned a deaf ear, to my situation. I have really wrestled with this in my own mind, what I should do, and it's so upsetting to see Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton do the things that they do now and have the past that they have on this situation.
Mm-hmm. You never wrote a book. You never sold your story. You've had a lot of offers?
I've had a couple of offers as well. Mm-hmm.
But you never did. Hillary, our book comes out, as you know, it's out this week.
Yes.
1 million copies are in print. It's a pretty large first printing. We read $8 million she got for the deal. One of the things she says in this book is that Bill had lied to her up until 2 days before she gave her grand jury testimony. He gave the grand jury testimony. And she said he came to her that morning, admitted the Monica Lewinsky thing. Let me read you what she says. I could hardly breathe. I was gulping for air. I started crying and yelling. What do you mean? What are you saying? Why did you lie to me? She said she didn't have a clue. She believed him up to that point.
That is unbelievable. It's completely unbelievable, because I think she's always known, at least for the 25 years that I've been familiar with them, I think she's always known. I think she's always covered up for him. And like I've said before, I can't imagine someone covering up what a man and her husband has done just for the sake of power.
You think that's what it's about?
Yeah, I think it's power and I think it's money.
Let me say we did offer President Clinton, Senator Clinton, and their respective camps time to appear and respond tonight to the allegations. Neither party responded to our repeated offer.